Good morning, children. Today we'll start with the second topic of surface chemistry, that is catalysis. As you are familiar with the term catalyst. Now, what is catalysis? Catalyst is a substance which can change the speed of a chemical reaction without itself undergoing any change in mass and chemical composition. And this phenomenon is called catalysis. दैट मीन्स कैटलिस्ट वो सब्सटेंस हैं जो किसी भी केमिकल रिएक्शन की स्पीड को आल्टर करेंगे. दैट मीन्स उसकी स्पीड को इंक्रीज भी कर सकते हैं और डिक्रीज भी कर सकते हैं, मगर कैटलिस्ट केमिकल रिएक्शन में खुद इन्वॉल्व नहीं होंगे. कैटलिस्ट मे बी ऑफ टू टाइप्स, पॉजिटिव कैटलिस्ट and negative catalyst. As it is clear by the name of these two that if a catalyst increases the speed of a reaction, then it is called positive catalyst. And if a catalyst decreases the rate of a reaction, the speed of a reaction, then it is called negative catalyst. Positive catalyst and negative catalyst in general we can understand by one example. For example, during the oxidation of SO2 to form SO3, we use a catalyst NO. And here NO or V2O5 is a positive catalyst. But when we study the decomposition of H2O2, in presence of glycerol, then in this reaction glycerol decreases the rate of the speed of the reaction, so this is called negative catalyst. Now the second term we will study here is promoter and poisons. Promoter. A substance, if it is present with a catalyst in any of the chemical reaction and it increase or enhance the activity of catalyst, then it is called promoter. केमिकल सब्सटेंस जो कैटलिस्ट की एक्टिविटी को एनहांस करते हैं वो कहलाते हैं प्रमोटर, और वो सब्सटेंसेस जो कैटलिस्ट की एक्टिविटी को डिक्रीज करते हैं या कैटलिस्ट की एक्टिविटी को लो करते हैं, दीज आर कॉल्ड कैटालिटिक poisons. In general, carbon monoxide is used as catalytic poison, and promoter is molybdenum, which is used in the Haber's process in the formation of ammonia with iron. Iron is the catalyst in Haber's process and molybdenum is a catalytic promoter. Now we'll come to the next topic, types of catalysis. Catalysis is of two types. One is called homogeneous and the second one is called heterogeneous. Homogeneous catalysis means when the catalyst and the reactants are in the same phase, then it is called homogeneous catalysis. For example, during the oxidation of sulfur dioxide with oxygen, the catalyst used is NO and all the reactant and the catalyst is in the gaseous state. So it is example of homogeneous catalysis. You can see the reaction 2SO2 plus O2 gas, NO, which is called nitric oxide. It is a gas and a catalyst, and it forms SO3. So during this reaction, both the reactants are gases and the catalyst is also a gas. So it is called homogeneous catalysis. In heterogeneous catalysis, the reactant and the catalyst are not in the same phases. That means reactant catalyst are of the different phases. For example, in the Haber's process, N2 is a gas. Hydrogen is also a gas and they form ammonia. During this reaction, the catalyst used is iron, Fe. And you all know that iron is a solid. So that means it is an example of heterogeneous catalysis. Now we'll come to the next topic, theory of homogeneous catalysis. The mechanism or the theory of homogeneous catalysis is based on the intermediate compound formation. Intermediate compound formation. According to this theory, it is said that whenever catalyst enters in a chemical combination with one or more reactants, then first it forms an intermediate compound with one of the reactant and then it combines with the next reactant to form the product. For example, O2 plus 2NO. Here NO is a catalyst. It forms 2NO2, which is an intermediate. And this will react with SO2 to form the final product, that is SO3. And catalyst regenerate during the reaction. So it is the theory which is given to explain the homogeneous catalysis. First, the catalyst react with one of the reactant to form intermediate and this intermediate react with the second reactant to form the product. So this is intermediate compound formation. Now to explain the heterogeneous catalysis, we have to study adsorption theory. Heterogeneous catalysis, adsorption theory. According to this theory, it is said that catalysts have free valencies on which the reactant attached. For example, if it is a diagram of a catalyst, it is a diagram of a catalyst. Diagrammatically representation, and A and B are the two reactant, then they get adsorbed on the surface. A and B. So it is the phase which is called adsorption. Afterwards, both the reactant react with each other to form on the catalyst surface, A and B form a bond. And the last, desorption. This is adsorption, product forms, and the last step is desorption. So you see this, that in this theory, adsorption theory, first the reactant adsorb on the surface of the catalyst, then the reactants react with each other and form product, and after this desorption takes place. As we all know that adsorption is the process which is exothermic, that means during this process energy will release, and definitely this energy is used to increase the rate or the speed of the chemical reaction. Catalyst always increase the speed of the reaction by decreasing the activation energy. Now the next topic we will study here. Before this, we will discuss some important features of solid catalyst. The first is called activity. Second, we will study here selectivity. And the third is specificity. The meaning of activity means catalyst can increase the speed of a chemical reaction, and it can increase it as high as 10 to the power 10 times. Okay, so that means catalyst can increase the speed of the chemical reaction, and the meaning of selectivity means what? That for a particular reactant, if you want to make different products, so by changing the variety of the catalyst, different products can be formed. For example, CO react with hydrogen to form HCHO, that is formaldehyde, in presence of copper. If you change the catalyst in place of copper to the nickel, then the product will be methane. It means catalysts are selective in nature. Next is specificity. It means that catalysts are highly specific in nature. That is, given substance can act as a catalyst only in a particular reaction and not for all the reaction. A same catalyst cannot be used for the different reactions. So catalysts are very much specific in nature. So these are the three important properties: activity, selectivity, and specificity. Next topic we will study in this is enzymes. You all are familiar with the terms enzymes. Now, what are enzymes? All biological reactions are catalyzed by special catalyst, and these catalysts are called enzymes. Enzymes are also called biochemical catalyst. So enzymes are also called biochemical catalyst. As we all know that all the biological activities in our body, whether it is respiration, excretion, digestion, is actually governed by the enzymes, and enzymes are biological catalyst. Now we'll study about the characteristics of enzyme. And the first is here again, enzymes are very much specific in nature. Means each enzyme catalyzes only one chemical reaction. We cannot use the same enzyme to catalyze different type of biological reactions. Second is efficiency. Enzymes are highly efficient, and they speed up the rate of a chemical reaction by the factors of up to 10 to the power 20. You see here. Enzyme can speed up a rate of reaction by 10 to the power 20. Third is, a small quantity of enzymes are required for any of the chemical reaction. Only small quantity of enzymes are highly efficient to speed up any of the chemical reaction. And the next is optimum temperature. Enzyme always works on optimum temperature, and the range of this temperature is 37 degree centigrade. And as well as enzyme always work on optimum pH also. And for proper working of pH of the enzyme, the pH is 7.4. At that particular temperature, which is the body temperature, and this pH, enzyme shows its highly active state. Now the next is enzyme activators. Enzyme activators are also called coenzymes. And enzyme activators increase the activity of an enzyme, while enzyme inhibitors the activity of enzyme is slowed down in the presence of certain substances, and these substances are called enzyme inhibitors. So this is the properties or the characteristics of the enzymes. Now the mechanism of enzyme catalysis. To understand the mechanism of enzyme catalyst, we study lock and key mechanism. In this lock and key mechanism, it is said that the enzyme will work as a lock while the substrate will work as a key. That means the active site of enzyme should be matched with the substrate. If the substrate cannot be fitted in the active site of the enzyme, that enzyme will not work on that substrate. Let us suppose this is an enzyme and this is the active site. Okay. This is an enzyme. Here enzyme is like a lock. And what about the substrate? You see here. This is the substrate like a key. So this substrate can fit on the active site of the enzyme. So that means this enzyme can work on this substrate. But if the substrate cannot fit on the active site of the enzyme, then enzyme will not work on that particular substrate. So it is called lock and key hypothesis to explain the mechanism of enzyme catalysis. First, the lock will fit in the key. Then the particular enzyme, the substrate will form the product, and afterwards it will release. And the active site of the enzyme again became vacant for the next reaction. So it is called lock and key theory to explain the mechanism of enzyme. So what is the step 1? E plus S. They will form enzyme substrate complex, ES. This is called enzyme substrate constant. In the step 2, this enzyme substrate complex will form enzyme product, and then after enzyme will regenerate and the product released. So this is called lock and key mechanism. Now that's all for today. On our next turn, we will study some more new topic of surface chemistry. Now here I will do a quick revision, children. First we have studied about the catalyst. Catalysts are of the two types, and these are called positive and negative catalyst. Then after we study about the catalyst on the basis of the reactant may be of two types, homogeneous catalysis and the heterogeneous catalysis. In homogeneous, all the reactant and catalysts are in the same phase, while in heterogeneous, the catalyst and the reactants are of the different phases. Then we study a little bit about the mechanism. As to understand the homogeneous catalyst, we study about the intermediate complex formation. For the heterogeneous catalysis, we studied here the adsorption theory. Then we'll come to the important properties or the features of the catalyst, which were what? Activity, selectivity, and specificity. Then we studied about the enzymes, which are called biological catalyst. And to explain the mechanism of enzyme, we studied here lock and key hypothesis. And the properties of enzyme are specificity, efficiency, small quantity, optimum temperature, optimum pressure. As well as we also studied today about the enzyme activator and enzyme inhibitors. So you all please study this topic from the NCERT book. Okay, and next time we will study something new. Thank you.